assessing the knowledge, attitudes, and practices among senior high school students, and bisphenol A as an endocrine disrupting chemical, a basis for an awareness campaign in a private school in Las Piñas City, school year 2024-2025, with our online discussion titled Raising Awareness and Inspiring Action, the Impact of Bisphenol A on the Endocrine System. Next slide. So again, we are from Group 112 STEM 1. I'm the leader, Oriwala Mark V, together with my fellow members, Antonio Riordan Emmanuel V, Kagas Kenry T, Cantila Uria Arwen E, Demes Dwayne John A, Diaz Nicole V, Fabrio Vivian Gale, and Lisandre Jenner C. We're going to discuss about bisphenol A, so the chemical that you were familiarized during the survey that we've conducted as the pre-assessment. So next slide. So for today, ano nga ba muna yung pinaka main system na tinatamaan ng bisphenol A? So the bisphenol A is a kind of chemical na tinatamaan yung tinatawag natin na endocrine system. So yung endocrine system, guys, in layman's term, in simplest terms, it is responsible for the balancing mechanism of our body. So wala po siyang ibang role kundi maging tagapagbalanse ng ating mga katawan every time that there is an abnormal activities happening inside our body. So their primary function is to produce, to store, and release hormones that regulate various bodily function. And yun nga po, they are responsible sa growth, sa metabolism, sa reproduction, and even the emotions ng isang tao. Included na po dito yung mga sleep cycles, kaya yung mga hormone production, and dito natin makikita kung paano nakaka-apekto yung bisphenol A. Next slide. So, yung endocrine system, ayan, may additional information. They are comprises of pineal gland, pituitary gland, pancreas, ovaries, testes, thyroid, parathyroid, and such. So, the bisphenol A or yung BPA is under the term endocrine disrupting chemical. Again, it is classified as endocrine disrupting chemical. So, yung EDCs or endocrine disrupting chemicals na kabilang yung bisphenol A doon is a diverse or are diverse group of substances na pwedeng gawa siya naturally, synthetically, na may kakayahang makaapekto doon sa normal functioning ng endocrine system, which yun nga po, ang magiging effect is ma-off balance yung ating katawan. So sa under the EDCs, nandun po nakapaloob yung bisphenol A, yung phthalates, yan, the dioxins, parabens, polychlorinated biphenyls, yan, mga polybrominated diphenyl ethers. Pero in this discussion, we will just focus on bisphenol A. Next slide. So, okay, so for this image, it shows the overall endocrine system within our bodies for female and male. So as you can see, we have the different organs responsible for maintaining the balance of our body within our head, no, minsan nasa leg natin. Sometimes it is connected with our digestive system. And as you can see, even the reproductive system is involved with the ovaries and testicles, no, included in the endocrine system. Next slide. So, yeah, so here's the real question. So, what is bisphenol A? So, bisphenol A, guys, ito po yung chemical na primarily used, sabi nga po dito, in plastics and resins. So, they are really found in different chemical-based na mga plastics, yan. Also sa damit, sa mga cosmetic products, yeah. So, yung BPA, as what we mentioned earlier, it is recognized and classified as an endocrine disrupting chemical. So, yeah, as we mentioned earlier, the endocrine disrupting chemical is responsible for affecting the normal functioning of our body in terms of the balance. So, as you can see, it mimics the action of natural hormones. So, imbes na hormones po yung kumabit sa katawan natin, yung mga bisphenol A po yung kakabit which magti-trigger ng hormonal imbalances. So BPA exposure cannot affect only tayong mga present generation, but rather the future generations nanggaling sa lahi natin. Why? Because if we are exposed to bisphenol A and na ingest natin yon, nag-leach siya sa katawan natin, yung bisphenol A po, ma-integrate siya sa mga cells within our bodies, and those cells na gagamitin for reproduction, magpapatuloy siya hanggang sa future generations na ang effect is yung magiging anak mo is maapektuhan ng bisphenol A. Next slide. Okay, so what is, so where do we bisphenol A found most often? So it's most often found in the urine samples of most people, so indicating a widespread exposure across all age groups. So it also found in the environment, specifically in aquatic ecosystems. Yeah, of course, kapag nga naman po may pollution, talagang there is a likelihood that certain chemicals are leached. No, they are leaching in that specific body system or the water system, kaya it persists there in the environment. Now, there are also information saying that alternatives to bisphenol A, like bisphenol S, bisphenol F, na ginawa ay makakatulong daw as an alternative to BPA. But in reality, they are just as harmful or even more dangerous than BPA. So mas masama pa nga po minsan siya kung tutusin. Next slide. Now, what are the common sources of bisphenol A? So the common sources of bisphenol A, guys, is, it is found out in plastic food and drink containers. Yan, nakikita po siya dyan. Dahil nga po naman yung bisphenol A, they are really the primary compound, the chemical, na ginagamit po sa pag-produce ng mga plastics. And also sa canned food linings, di ba? Siyempre po, because foods are being processed there in the industrial sector. So as you can see, talagang hindi po maiiwasan that there are chemicals that are being leached onto the food. Yeah, that's the term, leaching. So kumakalat siya dun, guys, sa food. We also have the thermal paper receipts. It's so weird that even yung resibo na natatanggap natin ay nagiging sources ng bisphenol A. So why is thermal paper receipts a common source of bisphenol A? Kasi po, yung thermal paper receipts, yan po, pag pinoses siya, ginawa po siya, may ini-integrate na chemical there sa kanyang structure para mas ma-ensure na makakapag-print na po siya ng maayos. Now, the toys and children's product are also common sources of bisphenol A because, those products are chemically produced using plastics. They are often found to be made up of plastic, di ba? So lahat ng mga, kung mapapansin nyo, they are made of plastic since, nga po, durable, madali nga namang dalhin siya kung saan, and madali din siyang i-produce. Which, ang backfire lang, meron siyang source ng bisphenol A. So again, the bisphenol A pwedeng mag-trigger ng effects sa tao. Next slide. So it is also found out in dental sealants and fittings. So even yung sa dentista, hindi sila nakakatakas with that. We also have the household dust. Yan, yung mga alikabok. Yan, and also the clothing made of synthetic plastic fibers. And also, guys, last is the contaminated water sources. So how does bisphenol A spread there? So bisphenol A spread there by what we call the term as leaching. So Leaching, leaching. So bisphenol A leaches, or they are leaching from a specific chemical na napunta dun sa tubig. So once na nag-trigger siya or nag-interact siya sa water molecules, pwede siyang mag-leach or kumalat doon sa water sources. So, leaching. Bisphenol A leaches into the water sources. Next slide. Now, there are different ways how bisphenol A spreads in the environment. So bisphenol A spread in three different ways, which is the consumer pathway, the environmental pathway, and the occupational pathway. Now, in the consumer pathway, so whenever that we buy the products that contain bisphenol A, particularly the moisturizing creams, the plastics, yan po kasi ay nakaka-apekto talaga sa ating katawan. That's why if nahawakan po yan or na-expose tayo, mai-inhale, magli-leach sa katawan. So that's the main reason. Same din po sa occupational. So kapag na-expose tayo, kung for instance sa trabaho ng ating mga parents, pag nagtatrabaho sa mga chemical plant, so possible, exposed sila sa bisphenol A. And also lastly, we have the environmental. So ito talagang pinaka-biktima tayong lahat. Dahil nga po sobrang dami ng plastic and pollution within our environment, minsan sa nalalanghap natin, naiinom, or sometimes sa tumatouch sa ating mga balat, is a likelihood na may bisphenol A po talaga na na-expose tayo. Next slide. Now, what are the harmful effects of bisphenol A? So, bisphenol A, guys, they are responsible for, as you can see, it increased the likelihood of developing type 2 diabetes since wala na nga pong nagbabalanse sa katawan natin. Also have the altered thyroid hormone concentration, altered cortisol concentration, or yung growth cycle po nating mga tao na aapektuhan niya. So ang tao pwedeng kapag na-expose po siya sa bisphenol A, pwedeng hindi na siya lalaki, or minsan yung pagkalaki niya, it's so beyond kung ano yung normal talaga na standard for a human's height. We also have the brain function. So, kapag po, di ba, as what we mentioned earlier, dahil nga po yung bisphenol A is napapasa sa future generations, transgenerational issues po siya, kapag po yung bata is nagkaroon ng bisphenol A within his or her body since they were young, pwedeng magka-develop ng neurodevelopmental issues, illnesses such as autism, ADHD, neurobehavioral disorders. So, pwede po talagang ma-expose kayo sa bisphenol A. So, next slide. Hindi rin po mawawala yung mga harmful effects within our cardiovascular system. So, pwedeng mag-trigger siya ng hypertension, mabataas yung chances ng heart disease, reduce heart function, cholesterol levels, of course, since the endocrine system responsible, guys, for balancing mechanism of our body, wala nang mag-control sa level ng cholesterol sa katawan. Also, obesity. So, dahil nga po, they've been saying, according to studies, yung obesity po, they are actually being related to the BPA exposure and also heart attack. Next slide. Reproductive system is also the damaged part of that the BPA can threat to a human. Why? Kasi dito nga po mostly mga hormones nagpupuntahan since we are biological and reproductive able organisms. So yung mga male po, ayan, so they are being exposed to BPA, kaya ang nangyayari, mas mataas po yung chance na mabaong sila, infertility, ma-reduce yung fertility, ma-reduce yung sperm quality, yung prostate cancer, ayan, pwedeng man. The female one, the polycystic ovary syndrome, miscarriage, the premature delivery, and also breast cancer. So pwede pong maka-affect. Next slide. So what are the challenges and opportunities regarding BPA exposure? Next slide. Now, in our country, so there are two significant milestones that our government had committed. So first is the FDA Circular Number 2019-004, wherein the Food and Drug Agency banned the BPA containing baby bottles and sippy cups due to their effects on vulnerable populations. So because they found out that a bunch of chemicals, especially bisphenol A, are located and as part of the structure of these products. So talagang na-push ang government po na mag-ban ng bisphenol A. And also yung Senate Bill number 2401, they also strive na mas maiban, mas mapatigil pa po yung bisphenol A, yung pag-alit ng bisphenol A, particularly sa mga baby products. And yeah, sabi nga po, yung mga analogs, yung mga alternatives for BPA, sinasabing safe, but in reality guys, it is not safe or sometimes it may be harmful than BPA itself. So, wow, how can we reduce the PPA consumption? So, yeah, as you can see, we can avoid the use of or reduce the exposure to BPA by following these simple steps. So, first, we need to avoid heating or storing food in plastic containers. Why? Because, yeah, as what we mentioned earlier again, that BPA leaches, no, nagli-leach po sila, leaching. So, yung BPA kapag natamaan po siya, yung plastic, na ginamit natin for microwave, pag natamaan po siya ng ilaw or ng microwave rather, natamaan po siya noon, yung BPA is magli-leach siya sa pagkain natin and therefore, may ingest natin siya. Also, we must use glass, stainless steel, and ceramic cups instead of plastics. Why? Kasi nga po yung BPA, pag nga naman po siya ginamit na initan po yung plastic, yan, so yung BPA pwede siyang ma kumalat. And also, avoid touching receipts or refuse receipts if possible. So, yan nga po, kapag yung resibo, pag hinawakan natin, even though hindi man natin maiwasan na ma-expose tayo sa mga resibo since, yeah, we're often buying products from certain established commercial areas, yeah, what the pinaka-ideal thing to do is iwasan natin yung paggamit or pag-receive ng resibo or if hindi na natin kinakailangan, let's us dispose them properly. And also support studies and policies that prevent exposure to BPA. If sakaling nga, we have research like this, yeah, we would like to appreciate for your support because it might simple but it is for a larger cause. And also government, oh, they need support in terms of anti-BPA awareness campaigns. And last, yeah, have only we need to buy organic produce, avoid canned food and beverages when possible. So lahat ng junk foods, basta kasi dahil nga exposed sila sa chemicals, iwasan natin sila. So lagi nating kumain ng mga masustansya at organic and natural products. And also look for this sign, the BPA-free sign, because if yan ay nakita natin sa ating mga products, ibig sabihin, less yung exposure natin sa bisphenol A. Next slide. So why do we need to understand the significance of BPA awareness? So if we understand the significance of BPA awareness, of course, mapoprotektahan po natin yung mga pregnant women, yung children, about dun sa danger ng bisphenol A. So given the fact that they are being vulnerable dahil nga po sa condition nila, diba? They are really needed na mas maprotektahan against BPA. So BPA is found in many everyday products and most people unknowingly come into contact with it. So gaya nga po ng sabi sa atin, dahil nga ang BPA ay maraming harmful effects, hindi lang sa present generation, kundi future generations, it's important guys na malaman natin yung harmful effects ng BPA nang sa gayon, gumawa tayo ng mga paraan para ma-reduce yung ating exposure. And also awareness of BPA from a young age can help individuals avoid exposure and reduce potential health risks. So by doing that, guys, no, habang bata pa lang tayo, marami na tayong alam against the use of BPA. So ang mangyayari nun, guys, we have more time, we have more energy, no, we have more skills to actually combat the spread of BPA. Yun nga po, sobrang sama and delikado sa ating kawan. Next slide. So ayan, knowledge of BPA has led to regulations and bans on its use in certain products. The more tayo may alam about bisphenol A, of course, the more the chance that the government will actually lead up to certain rules and regulations Yan, mga order banning the BPA usage on specific products and chemicals. We also have the understanding BPA encourages students to reduce plastic use and choose safer alternatives. And most importantly, awareness of BPA actually promotes healthier choices and for a safer environment. So what are the existing instruments and actions that around the world exist to combat the spread of BPA or bisphenol A? So first, existing instrument are the public health awareness initiatives around the world. They actually use yung media, the social media, yung school curricula para mas malaman yung bisphenol A. They also have the GHS classification and labeling. Yan yung mga hazard symbols, nilalagyan po nila ng BPA-free. We also have the brochures and infographics, like as what we've given to you guys. If you receive it, we are grateful for that. No, nandun po ina-explain yung bisphenol A, and also may mga awareness campaigns din na nagmo-mobilize para magkaroon ng education ang general public on plastic and chemical exposure. Now, we also have the annual ED Day. So in France, they have global events na nagti-trigger ng awareness, and they actually have a goal to reduce exposure to EDCs or endocrine disrupting chemicals na ang under doon ay bisphenol A. We also have the regulations, the laws managing EDCs on consumer products. We also have the PPA bans in the Philippines on baby products, as we mentioned earlier, which is the goal is to reduce the spread of this. Next slide. Now, that concludes this video, and in order to finish for your participation for this study, kindly answer the post assessment that is being attached in this video. Thank you very much and good luck. Your efforts are appreciated, and we wish you a good luck in your future endeavors and journey. Thank you.